people, especially the Jewish community, really just weren't ready to accept the truth about all that had happened to them and laugh at it. And I had intended for the play within the movie to be the offensive flop, but it turned out the movie itself was the offensive flop. And but eventually, people looked at me and they said, here's a Jew, he's directing and producing this movie and writing it. So if he can laugh at it, he finds it funny, why can't we? And it really became more successful at that point. And then really in 2002, when I came out with the remake of it, I think it was even more successful because at that point, World War II was even more of a distant memory and things like that. And I took a chance in that movie, and it turned out that I'm the only Jew who ever made a buck off of Hitler.
You weren't quite done with outrageous but funny comedies, even after Producers, were you?
Well, no, because in 1974, my next big important movie, Blazing Saddles, came out. And basically, the premise of that movie is that there's a Old West town kind of being terrorized by bandits, so they enlist the help of a sheriff. And to their great surprise, the sheriff turns out to be black. And they really don't expect that, so he's really not accepted at first, but he ends up being the hero anyway. And in that movie, I got away with quite a bit that I still can't believe I got away with, including using the N-word for one of the first times on film, and also making fun of the KKK. So why don't we take a look at that? Full screen. Leave them off. What? Leave them off. Oh, some more.
Hey boys, look what I got here. Hey, where are the white women at? Modification. Them feeding cattle. That's not much of a crime. Through the Vatican. Indeed. Right here. Oh, water rat. Some of the guns have been told you to wash up after weekly crossburn. See it coming up. And now, my next impression. Jesse Owens.
When the producer saw those two clips, he jumped right out of his chair and his head hit the roof, and he was so angry with me, and he was so worried about being called a racist and all this stuff, and I told him, just air it, it'll be fine, and we got away with it.
We certainly have never been afraid to do whatever you think is funny, and you've never been afraid of the consequences. How do you think you've been able to get away with all the insane and controversial things you've shown on the big screen?
Well, there's a pretty simple answer to that. It's because I'm a Jew, basically. And, Jews are minorities. They've been on the end of a lot of bad jokes for a long time. So, when I'm saying those jokes, I'm really just making fun of myself, most importantly. So, they can't really do anything to me for that. But, anyone who thinks I don't make fun of Christians as well is sadly mistaken. And in my 1981 film, History of the World Part 1, I did just that with with my favorite musical, though not as famous as Springtime for Hitler, the Spanish Inquisition song, which I'll show you now.
All pay heed. Now enters His Holiness Takamata, the Grand Inquisitor of the Spanish Inquisition.
All those who wish to confess their sins, do so now or forever burn in hell. For now begins the Inquisition. The Inquisition.
Let's begin.
The Inquisition.
Look out, sin. We have a mission to convert the Jews.
We're gonna teach them
Wrong from right.
We're gonna help them
See the light and make an offer that they can't refuse, that the Jews just can't refuse.
say yes.
Don't be boring. Say yes. Don't be dull. A fact you're ignoring.
It's better to lose your skull cap than your skull. The Inquisition.
What a show.
The Inquisition.
Here we go. We know you're wishing that we'd go away, but the Inquisition's here and it's here to stay.
I was sitting in a temple, I was minding my own business, I was listening to a lovely Hebrew mass. Then these papist persons plunge in and they throw me in a dungeon and they shove a red-hot poker up my ass. Is that considerate? Is that polite? And not a tool of preparation ancient sight.
I'm sitting thinking chickens and I'm looking through the pickings and suddenly these guys bring down my balls. I didn't even know them and they grabbed me by the scrotum and they started playing ping pong with my balls. Boy, the agony. Boy, the shame. To make my privates public for a game.
The Inquisition.
What a show.
The Inquisition.
Here we go. We know you're wishing that we'd go away, but the Inquisition's here and it's here to stay.
Will you convert?
No, 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 no.
Will you confess?
No, 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 no.
Will you revert?
No, 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 no.
Will you say yes?
No, 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 no.
How are we doing? Any converts today?
Not a one. Nay, nay, nay.
We flattened their fingers. We branded their buns. Nothing is working. Send in the nuns. The Inquisition.
What a show.
The Inquisition.
Here we go. We know you're wishing that we'd go away. So come on, you Muslims and you Jews. We've got big news for all of yous. You better change your point of views today, 'cause the Inquisition's here and it's here to stay. I know that song is one of your favorites, but which one of your works are you really most proud of?
Well, that would definitely have to be my other 1974 hit, Young Frankenstein, because I really think that just did the best job of making the most jokes about its original version, which in that case would be Frankenstein. And why don't we take a look at one of my favorite scenes from that movie, which I actually wrote based on an up-and-coming drama actor who had just made a very big film, but this was really his first comedy role, which I gave to him. So I want to see if anyone there in the audience today can figure out who he is.
A visitor is all I ask. A temporary companion to help me pass a few short hours in my own time.